hockey Saturday night in Bloomington as our marathon day of coverage continues. And our nightcap, it's the Jefferson Jaguars taking on the Hopkins Park Royals here from beautiful Bloomington Ice Garden. Just a couple minutes in front of our start of play here. Jefferson comes in with the record of 1-3-2. Hopkins Park 4-2. Alongside our BEC-TV crew, Josh Powers with you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Well, we can only hope this game is as dramatic as the one played here last Saturday night between Jefferson and Simley, and we're going to take a look back on how it finished. The frantic few seconds of what ended up being a 2-2 tie. Jefferson would get one more look with less than a second left. Kayla Youngworth. This goal, we were told, was waved off because of that contact in front by Grace Shuck. We'll take another look at it. You see the official there on the left waving it off immediately. And how much contact was there? And I don't think that there was a lot by Shuck. So a tough call against the Jaguars. That shot did not go in time, by the way, but that's not why it was called off. I spoke to head coach Mike Ryan earlier. He said he appreciated that the official made such a demonstrative call, definitive call, decided it right away, wasn't wishy-washy about it. And so a bang-bang play went against the Jaguars. You can see the clock already at 0-0. Puck had not gone into the net yet. So who knows, maybe we'll have as dramatic of a finish tonight as the one last Saturday. Likely not, but maybe equally as entertaining of a game as Jefferson played against Simley. The Jaguars are coming off of another tie earlier in the week at New Prague, a game where they vastly outshot New Prague in that game, but ended in a 3-3 tie. Like last Saturday, Jefferson was outshot by Simley, but the game ended in a tie as well. So either way, should be a good one in store. Hopkins Park coming in with a record of 4-2. They've won the close ones this year. And their story of the season, at least until their last game, a 7-0 loss against Holy Angels, they've been playing very good defensively. They also have an outstanding senior, Erin Brousseau, number 22. She's going to be going to Syracuse next year at the Division I level. So that's the challenge for Jefferson. Should be a good one here between the Jaguars and Hopkins Park. If you missed our coverage earlier today, we had the Battle of Bloomington on the boys' side. The JV ended in a 2-2 tie. Jefferson won the varsity 7-3. And we just watched Jefferson's JV here against Hopkins Park perform well in a dominant win 6-1. Let's send it down now to ice level. Joe Mueisen, house announcer, will have the starting lineups and the national anthem.
All right, the Royals will be gathering at their end of the rink. Let's introduce the starting lineups, and we'll begin with the Royals. Starting in goal, it's number 31, Leah Bosch. The defenders, number 4, Abby Meyer, and number 24, Geraldine Lopez Barrera. The wings, number 13, Avery Shaw, and number 14, Sophia Hoffman. And starting at center, it's number 22, Erin Brousseau. The head coach is Ryan St. Martin. The assistants are Sierra Vadner and Aaron O'Neill. Now let's meet the home team, Jefferson Jaguars. Starting in goal, it's number 50, Chastity Anderson. On defense, we have number 4, Megan Wendorf. And number 21, Kayla Youngworth. The wings, number 5, Bella Grant. And number 13, Morgan Jones. And starting at center, it's number 27, Jordan Fashing. The Jaguars head coach is Mike Ryan. The assistants are Josh Levine and Nikki Nightingale. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and direct your attention to the east side of the arena. It is time to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem.
Just about ready to go here. Jefferson and Hopkins Park. It is Hopkins and St. Louis Park combining for those two schools for this girls program. Not to be confused with Brooklyn Park or Champlain Park. It is Hopkins and St. Louis Park, thus the orange and blue attire. They do stick with just the Royals as their nickname though. Jaguars are Jefferson and Kennedy, but choose to just go by Jefferson. So we're ready to go. The two goaltenders, Chastity Anderson and Leah Bosch, are ready. And we're underway from the Ice Garden in our nightcap. So far it's been a good day for the Jaguars. A tie in the boys JV, a win in the varsity, a win in the girls JV. Jefferson trying to complete its day undefeated. They would do so with the win here. And a player falls down for Hopkins Park. Bella Grant tried to get to that loose puck for Jefferson. Jaguars led in scoring by Grace Shuck. She had a hat trick, by the way, against New Prague. Earlier in the week, she scored all 3 for Jefferson. She has 5 goals on the year, by far the most on the Jaguars. And of course, on the other side, there's Erin Brousseau, their dynamic player, leads them in scoring. Also with 5 goals and a total of 9 points, which is almost double anyone else on the team. Coach Ryan talked about her when I spoke with him earlier. Headed to Syracuse next year, number 22. In orange and blue, wearing that captain C for Hopkins Park. And what a performance Chastity Anderson put on last Saturday night for Jefferson in that tie against Simley. She's back between the pipes again. We'll get to her numbers in a moment. Here is Shuck for Jefferson. Always seems to be in the right place at the right time. Her 3rd year at the varsity. Started as a freshman. Here's Abby Longhenry. 2nd leading scorer for Jefferson with 4 points on the year. Offense has been the thing that's been harder to come by for this Jaguar team, but with 5 goals in their last 2 games, they've certainly started to be more offensive-minded and more dangerous offensively as Wozniak sends it in. On the forecheck, Katie Getters. We saw Benny Getters in the boys varsity game score one. earlier on a power play. Would round out a nice day for the Getters if Katie were to do the same here. Look out, it's Brousseau. You see her skating ability. Drops it off. This is the freshman in front, Avery Shaw, but it's taken away by Megan Wendorf. Wendorf, co-captain for these Jaguars, one of their seniors. And an excellent defender back there with Kayla Youngworth. They're a dynamic duo, and both can jump up into the play offensively, especially Youngworth from that defensive spot. Here's Kayla. She's able to find Kason Carlson, a freshman for Jefferson, who sends it wide. See what the Jaguars can do on their forecheck tonight. So far having more success than we saw last Saturday night against the Simley Spartans. Making things difficult right now for Hopkins Park as that one's sent to the corner. Morgan Jones over there for Jefferson, and here's Jada Johnson. Johnson to Jones on net as they were changing behind the play, covering it there. Leah Bosch, let's get to her numbers this year. She's played all but one game for the Royals, 3-2 record, save percentage of 89.3 and a goals against of 3.12. She's a junior. As Jefferson wins this draw, back to Val Miller, her shot blocked as she plays it to the corner for Jordan Fashing. Another co-captain for Jefferson. Fashing works free to Bella Grant. Grant at the circle. That one slides in front. Fashing attacking the Royals on the half wall. Both these teams have played New Prague earlier. Jefferson vastly outshot New Prague, but game ended in a 3-3 tie. Hopkins Park beat New Prague 2-1. Both teams have also played Holy Angels. Both teams lost to the Stars, but Jefferson was much more close. It was a 3-1 loss for the Jaguars compared to 7-0. That was the most recent game for Hopkins Park. Abby Longhenry got dumped to the ice along this line with Grace Shuck. Shot from the point, blocker save by Bosch. That shot coming from Kayla Youngworth. She has maybe the heaviest shot on the team, as we certainly saw in the final few seconds last Saturday. Flipped in by Shuck. Longhenry gives chase. Played there by Sophia Hayes for Hopkins Park. Unable to clear though. Longhenry had a poke to neutral. Scooped up by Abby Meyer. Captain back on D. Meyer also fifth on the team in scoring. Here comes Jefferson the other way. A shot from Wozniak right on, and a save by Bosch. So Emily Wozniak getting involved. The junior, that was a nice low missile. Bosch had to kick that left leg out quickly. See the Jaguars, 3 shots on goal. That's that 3 number between the TJ and the 0 on the scoreboard. You see Hopkins 1 shot on goal so far, so we're synced up with the in-house scoreboard here on BEC-TV. If you're watching the mnhockey.tv feed, you can head on over to BEC-TV.org where you can see that scoreboard along with our live video replays and multiple camera angles. Bosch will cover that trickling puck. Good start here for Jefferson. Play has mostly been in the end of Hopkins Park. Here's that shot. Watch Wozniak right there. Nice low, hard shot. Bosch did pretty well with it. Here's Jada Johnson from the point. It's right on again. Or correction, that was Val Panvica. Bosch hanging on at mid-traffic. Jaguar second line jumps out onto the ice. It's Bella Grant, Jordan Fashing, and Jada Johnson. Good look there on that shot from Panvica in a nice location for Jefferson. It's why it's important to win those offensive zone faceoffs for opportunities just like that. Offside at the line on Hopkins Park. Their head coach, Ryan St. Martin, assisted by Sierra Vadner. And on the side for Jefferson, for this game anyway, Mike Ryan and Nikki Nightingale. Josh Levine, another assistant for this team, but not here tonight. Here's a loose puck to the freshman, slides it across! What a save by Chastity Anderson! That's on Brousseau as well. How about that from Chastity Anderson? Fully outstretched, beautiful feed from Avery Shaw to the future D1 player Brousseau, stymied by Chastity Anderson. We saw a lot of saves like that last Saturday against Simley. She ended with 50 saves to match her number in that game. Jefferson on a offensive zone turnover. Shuck couldn't quite get the shot off. Miller sends it to Grant. Or correction, that's Kason Carlson, but that shot is wide. Jada Johnson fires, blocked. Carlson now behind the net. Watched by Brousseau. Got it back to Miller at the point. Her pass, though, is intercepted and flipped back to center. Jefferson right back on the attack. Carlson at the near circle. Partially fanned on a shot that goes behind the net. Sent into the zone by Megan Wendorf as the Jaguars change. Over the stick of Kayla Youngworth. Here comes Charlotte Rich. Rich fires, Anderson the save. Rich, second leading scorer for Hopkins Park, as that one escaped the reach of Anderson, but the Jaguars swatted away from immediate danger. Here's Youngworth, pokes it to center. Some dangerous moments for both sides here early. Long Henry, nice catch at center. Has Shuck on the opposite side. Long Henry stops on a dime and fires. Rebound given up. Nice save again by Bosch. Both goalies come into play here early. Terrific move from Long Henry. Wozniak threw a screen and it missed everybody. Long Henry backhands it through the crease. Jefferson very active so far in this game. Already with 5 shots on goal about midway through the first period. Finally dug free by Hoffman. Hoffman sends it in. Jada Johnson backhands it to Long Henry. It's caught between her skates though, as Meyer keeps it in the zone. They'll try that side again. Centering pass out front. Brousseau got it over to Shaw. Back for Brousseau, but getting in the way there nicely was Julia Larson for Jefferson as she backhands it all the way down. That Shaw-Brousseau combination is going to be dangerous for Jefferson tonight to contain. Here's Brousseau again. Youngworth unable to get it past neutral. She's going to log a lot of minutes tonight. Her and Wendorf for Jefferson. There's a mistake behind the net by the freshman Lesh. Dug out of there though by Lesh, ahead. And here's Katie Getters. Getters moving in, but getting back defensively. Good play, Alicia Swenson. Good flow to this one. Chances for both sides. Both teams clicking well in the passing game. Not many mistakes. Here's a turnover forced by Jada Johnson. Morgan Jones, but couldn't get to the loose puck. Hopkins Park needs a change. Here is Jada Johnson. Ahead for Bella Grant, who is tied up at center. This will go far enough for icing to be granted with 6:45 remaining in the first period. Katie Getters a moment ago off of a nice feed up ice, but watch 27 Swenson doing enough without drawing a penalty, cutting down the angle of Getters. Here's Kayla Youngworth. Had it poked away. Hoffman with Brousseau and Shaw. In front for Shaw. Goes to the point, and that one's fired wide. That top line causing problems again. Jaguars clear the zone. Bryn Etzel ahead for Shaw. She deflects into the zone. Wendorf is there, goes D to Youngworth. Breakout pass, Fashing. Kept alive in the zone by Etzel. And now scooped up Brousseau. Moving in, backhands in front, blocked by Wendorf. Again holding is Meyer this time. Wendorf trying to blast it out of the zone, and it does. Work for her, and they'll stagger, not far enough for icing, so the Jaguars get the change in. And they'll get an icing call now. And a face-off in the Hopkins Park zone. With 5:37 remaining in the first, still scoreless. Fans permitted in this one. With masks, of course. Team's just glad to be playing and glad to be covering this one for you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Feels a little more like normal when we can do what we do here on our broadcasting side. And I know a lot of you have appreciated our coverage both in the fall and now the winter sports. Less fans here able to watch, so we thank you for spending some of your Saturday with us. It's been a fun day of Jaguar and Eagle hockey here at the Ice Garden. And we'll have more for you next Saturday. 4 more games, in fact, for you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Jefferson controls behind the net. Bella Thurston back to the point. Jada Johnson. Getting involved, Stella Barsh. Barsh draws a penalty. Jefferson's going to get the game's first power play. So Barsh, the junior, getting involved and drawing a hooking call against Megan Stoldorf. So power play time for Jefferson. And it's been a good power play this year, 23.1%. And it's been a struggle for the Hopkins Park penalty kill unit. 66.7% is it this year. So can the Jaguars take advantage? Not yet, as Brousseau tips it away from Youngworth, and they are going to need to be careful of 22 leaking ahead of the pack in this game, especially on the power play. Youngworth cross ice. Morgan Jones. Jones around Etzel, and it's set up to Kayla. Youngworth fires through traffic. Poked at on the rebound by Fashing, but it's cleared once again by the Royals. Minute 20 left in the power play. Jones plays it all the way in. Jefferson will change on the power play. Over is Wendorf. Wendorf throws it toward the net, intercepted there. Lopez Barrera clears the zone. Anderson far away from her net, but got it safely to center for Lesh, and now it's turned back. 45 to go in the power play. First of the night for either team. Abby Meyer got by Jada Johnson. Good kill here for the Hopkins Park Royals in progress. Poked free by Lesh, and now some space opening up. It's Grace Shuck. Here she goes. Shuck, oh, she got to the forehand, then lost control. Now wrists it toward the net with Lesh and Long Henry out there, but it missed wide. Picked up by Shuck, and now back tap to center. Backtracking is Katie Getter, that's Emily Wozniak. Wozniak stolen by Brousseau, but then Wozniak plays it to the corner as the power play expires. Jefferson 0 for 1 with the advantage. Shuck demanding for it, but Johnson couldn't get there first. Wozniak swings it around to Shuck. And then blasted through center. The wave off icing as it deflected off of Etzel. 2:20 remaining in a scoreless first period. Six shots on goal, just 3 for the Royals. It feels like more than that. But Anderson coming up big on a couple of occasions. Maybe that's why those shots feel like more than 3. Wendorf, nice move from Megan Wendorf. Splits a pair of Royal players. Wendorf still on the attack. Wendorf all the way in, and a save made by Bosch. We talked about Kayla Youngworth and that offensive ability. You saw it right there from number 4 as well. Here is Youngworth, tees one up, didn't get all of it. Back on the attack was Carlson, had it poked away. Carlson runs over Etzel, and they let that one go, surprisingly. Jefferson fortunate there. Jaguars yet to be assessed a penalty. Pass behind Carlson will result in a Jaguar icing with a minute 6. Jaguars have had some chances here in the first period. This last one by Megan Wendorf, great end-to-end rush. She's kind of ran out of room at the end of that play. Final minute of the period as Val Miller pokes it ahead, but not out of the zone. Here's Brousseau, the ever-dangerous number 22 for the Royals. But it's Jefferson playing it the other way. Bella Grant on a pass from Fashing. Gets it ahead to Morgan Jones. Jones in front for Fashing, broken up, and here goes Brousseau against Jada Johnson. Turns on the Jets, stops, throws it out front. It was a little bit behind Sophia Hoffman, and Jefferson grabs it. It's Fashing at the end of his shift, dumps it in. Final 15 seconds of the period. Jaguar forecheck trying to get one last chance in the period. It's Lesh at the half wall. Gives way to Youngworth. Wendorf fires through traffic. It got deflected but to the corner. And the Royals wisely hold it along the wall as long as they can. And the first period comes to a close. A lot of activity for only 9 shots on goal, but a good first period, a lot like we expected in what figures to be a close game between these two teams, much more so than we saw that lopsided JV victory for Jefferson where they outshot the Royals 56-5. That's not going to happen in this one. Jefferson has outshot Hopkins Park, but only by 3 as we're scoreless through 1. Back for the second period in a bit on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Scoreless after one here in the finale of our Hockey Saturday in Bloomington on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Alongside our crew, Josh Powers with you. Hopkins Park and Jefferson scoreless through 17 minutes. This is the first of two games between these teams, by the way, this year. They will play again on Friday, February 26th, also at the Ice Garden, except Hopkins Park will be designated the home team in that game, at least according to the schedule that we have from the Minnesota State High School League. So, first of two battles between Bloomington and Hopkins Park. Let's take a look at the first period highlights. 6 shots on goal for Jefferson, just 3 for Hopkins Park, but it felt like more than that really for both sides. Long Henry got dumped out in front on that chance. Here was a good look by Wozniak as goaltender Leah Bosch coming up big a couple times. Watch Chastity Anderson right there, the save of the period to deny Aaron Brousseau, the captain and leading scorer for Hopkins Park. Here's Katie Getters. Couldn't quite get enough room for the breakaway as that chance was rubbed out. Just one penalty in the period. There it was right there. Allowed Jefferson to go on the advantage. Chastity Anderson there appreciating that the play is on the other side of the ice, I'm sure. Could have been a penalty there. Jefferson fortunate that Carlson was not called. And then Brousseau, you see her speed. Threw it out front, just a little bit off target, intended for Hoffman near the end of the period. So, no score yet. We figured this was going to be close and pretty low scoring. And so far, it's been proven true. The JV was heavily lopsided with Jefferson winning 6-1. It could have been a lot more actually, except the Hopkins Park goaltender had exactly 50 saves in that game. Raleigh Koritz. Or else it would have been a much more lopsided JV. Jefferson is now on the ice. We haven't shown the numbers yet or talked about the numbers for Chastity Anderson, but let's go through them. She's played every minute in net for Jefferson this year, so she has the same 1-3-2 record as the team does. But check out the save percentage for Chastity, 92.5. Outstanding numbers there, and just a 2.85 goals against for Jefferson. For Anderson, which I believe she's a junior, at least listed in our program. So she has been outstanding all year for Jefferson. Not the reason why they are just 1-3-2 this year. Jefferson played a lot of close games. 1 goal loss to Benilde, 2 goal loss against Holy Angels, which I believe was an empty netter. Then you had the 2-2 tie against Simley, 3-3 tie against New Prague. So Anderson's really kept Jefferson in all these games, save for 1 this year. Certainly Jefferson very much in this game, as is Hopkins Park. As we're still scoreless, but now underway in period number 2. And it's Megan Wendorf off the draw. Had one of the opportunities for Jefferson in the first period. Finds Bella Grant. Grant working out top. Fashing sends it over to Youngworth. Her drive deflects off of Abby Meyer in front. Shaw able to clear to center. Fashing wins a puck battle at neutral and sends it right back in. Meyer along the wall for Hoffman. Lets that one go through. They'll wave off icing as it's clearly not far enough. It's picked up by Kayla Youngworth. Just a little too far for Long Henry, but Wozniak latches on and dumps it in. Charlotte Rich up ahead. Taken away by Long Henry. Jada Johnson goes D to D with Val Panvika. Wozniak tried to backhand it out front. Tries again. This one goes all the way through and out to neutral. Panvika ahead to Shuck, who backhands it the rest of the way. Wozniak there for Jefferson, got it to Long Henry, threw it out front, hoping, I think Shuck was there, but she was a little bit further away from the net. Panvika again, her older brother, plays for St. Thomas, Johnny Panvika. Megan Wendorf, who also has a brother in the MIAC. Julia Larson now for Jefferson. Tried to drop it back to Getters, who got a piece of it. Getters now behind the net. Getters trying to find the handle and get it back to the point, but then she was shoved into the wall. Poke to the point for the heavy shot of Youngworth. All the way on, but patted aside by Bosch. Larson keeps the pressure on. Good shift for this group. Lesh is also out there with Getters and Larson. Etzel now able to get it past Youngworth to neutral. Royals desperately need a change here, but Wendorf picks off that pass. Here comes Megan Wendorf. Wendorf moving in. Wendorf fires, and a save by Bosch. Tried to go high corner, but Bosch was tall to the challenge. And now Brousseau back the other way. Fastest player on the ice is Erin Brousseau, but her pass was off target. Carlson nearly got it by the last Royal player there at neutral, but it was turned back. Wendorf off the wall, and now Shuck with Carlson. Or correction, it's a shot not by Shuck. It was 16, not 6, so that was Stella Barsh. Good look for her. Still on the puck, Barsh. Unable to hold the zone, Miller. Now look out. Brousseau headed the other way, but getting back is Miller. Terrific play by 29 in Columbia blue and white. Terrific Deke Meyer moving in and lifts it high over the bar. Good end-to-end play here between these teams. Kason Carlson, the freshman. Carlson, bad angle shot and a relatively easy save for Bosch. She'll hang on. As the Jaguars now up to 10 shots on goal, 4 already this period. Just 4 minutes in, so a flurry of activity for Jefferson. But they have to be careful. Brousseau is so fast, she can get past you in the blink of an eye as you see Bosch there. Did well to not give up a rebound on that shot from fairly close range. We'll head back on the other end for an icing. Our next girls broadcast will be against Warroad next Saturday. It's a 3 o'clock start, JV coverage at 1. Get to see a team from out of state, or outstate I should say, not out of the state. Wendorf fires from outside the circle, sticked away by Bosch. Save number 11 now. Wendorf circles back. Youngworth. Fashing. Nice little screen there by Morgan Jones without drawing an interference. A little savvy play there from the experienced senior Morgan Jones. Fashing, also a senior, threw it out front for Grant. Only was able to deflect it to the corner. Panvika shovels it back to Kayla Youngworth, who overskated it. Kicked back the other way by Carmen Hashka. And now Jefferson finds Long Henry. In all alone. Saved by Bosch as it just trickles past the post. Bosch has been strong. Here's Long Henry. I was thinking to myself during the JV game where here's Shuck in front. That deflects to the corner. I'll hold my thought until this Jaguar threat is over. Long Henry to Shuck as it bounces away from her, covered by Bosch. I was thinking to myself during the JV game where we watched a junior goaltender in Rayleigh Koritz make 50 saves in a game where Jefferson probably should have scored in double digits in all reality, out shooting Hopkins Park 56-5. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is the JV goalie, what is their varsity goalie like? And we're finding that out as Leah Bosch has been dynamic tonight, keeping this a scoreless duel here at the Ice Garden. Another icing call. And this kind of the game, kind of the inverse of last week where it was Jefferson under siege. Chastity Anderson had to make 50 saves to get it to a 2-2 tie. And this Saturday it's Jefferson putting on the pressure. Bosch holding strong for the visitors. At the point, Jada Johnson. Here's Katie Getters. Getters to Lesh. Lesh in point blank range. That one blocked by the traffic. Kept alive by the Jaguars. Lesh again! That one just over the crossbar. The freshman Lesh hits the back of the net on a centering pass. Jada Johnson fires. That was blocked. Panvika finds Getters and just past the stick of Larson. Jaguars buzzing. Panvika tees one up. That also was blocked. Jada Johnson now backhands it to Lesh. This combination has been good in this period. Getters in front, but Larson was tied up. And the Hopkins Park Royals can finally breathe as they dump it in. Here's Brousseau. Lost control of the puck there. Jada Johnson watching her closely. 10 minutes left, second periods. How long will we go scoreless in this game? Jefferson has had all sorts of chances in this period. This pass intercepted. Turn back though on the retreat is Jada Johnson. Hammered into the wall, and the only question is how much time will be assessed on this penalty. My goodness. Avery Shaw knew that that was a mistake. Thankfully getting up quickly is Jada Johnson. This could be a 5-minute variety, we'll find out. It's a checking call. Hit from behind into the wall. And I'm surprised actually that's only a 2-minute minor. They're gonna go check the wall back there just to make sure everything's in place as they find, they found the puck back there. So thankfully Jada Johnson's okay. Jefferson's gonna go on the power play for the second time. So it's Morgan Jones along with Kayla Youngworth, Megan Wendorf, Bella Grant, and Jordan Fashing on the second Jaguar power play of the game. Can they break through with the advantage? Youngworth weaving. You see her speed right with Brousseau. Mentioned Brousseau, of speedy skater. Youngworth just about as fast as Fashing waved at one in front. And look out, here's Brousseau in a duel with Wendorf. Anderson does the wise thing and keeps it away from her. And now Jada Johnson, or correction, Jones. Jones at the circle, drops it back, Youngworth. Jefferson sets things up with 1:10 in the power play. Wendorf playing catch with Youngworth. That puck deflected by Stoldorf, who will carry to center and send it the rest of the way. That's the first shot on goal of the period, that one right there for the Royals. We're midway through the period as it is Long Henry behind the D again. Saved by Bosch. Shuck pushes the rebound wide. Shuck now in the corner. Threw it out front for Long Henry and missed. Wozniak left it for Shuck, but the little miscommunication. Shuck from the circle in front for a deflection by Lesh, who got a piece of it, but it missed wide, and it's cleared again to center. More dangerous Jefferson chances. Wozniak will rifle it again. Blocked out high. Lesh backhands it toward the middle. That was also blocked. Johnson swings it around to Wozniak. She fires, patted aside. Lesh is down. Long Henry has it. She was tripped, no call. There's a call. Penalty coming. So the one penalty ends, but Jefferson's about to go on the power play again. Extra skater coming onto the ice for Jefferson with the delayed penalty. Shuck at the circle. Threw it out front for Long Henry on the rebound, and covering it, Bosch. Could have been another penalty to Long Henry at the end of that play. Jefferson's going to get another crack at the power play as a tripping call here. Great activity by the Jaguars. Charlotte Rich will head for 2 minutes or less. And the Jaguars hope it is less than 2 minutes. Now all of a sudden the Jaguars piling up the shots, 15-4. And another power play. Wendorf and Youngworth. Morgan Jones, cross to Fashing, deflects to the corner. Youngworth wants that diagonal pass, trying to move Brousseau in the right spot. There's Johnson. Deflects over to Fashing. Youngworth in front for Grant. Deflected over to Fashing, and she didn't get a lot on that one as it drizzles on to goaltender Leah Bosch, now with 16 saves. Jefferson will keep their power play attack out there. Hopkins Park, a partial change. Brousseau comes off the ice, so maybe this is where Jefferson can take advantage. All sorts of room for Wendorf. She'll slide it to Youngworth. Youngworth fires. Handcuffed Bosch, but she got enough of it. Morgan Jones had it tipped away momentarily. Trying to gather and slide it back to Wendorf, and does. Wendorf for Youngworth, cross ice. Trying to settle it, and does. Morgan Jones, but Bosch again catches that fluttering puck clean and doesn't give up a rebound, as the Jaguars will bring on fresh power play attackers with 1:08 remaining in the penalty. Here's a look at Morgan Jones, finally able to settle it. That gave Bosch enough time to slide over to make the save. Here's Shuck, back to the point, Johnson, around for Wozniak. Johnson in front, that bounced onto Bosch, but made the save. Lash to Long Henry. Denied again by Bosch. Still 45 to go on the penalty. Jada Johnson in the corner, looking to the middle for Long Henry, who got a piece of it, but Bosch was there again. And now they need to be careful as Brousseau is headed down the ice. Chastity Anderson just did get rid of it in time. A dangerous Aaron Brousseau. Here's Shuck with Long Henry again in the middle. Shuck through the crease, too far for Long Henry. Wozniak at the circle. She fires a pad save. Shuck hits the outside of the post and has it behind the net. And now a whistle with Jana Lesh, the freshman, in the crease. And they're going to bring the puck outside to neutral ice with just 12 seconds remaining in the power play. Jefferson out shooting Hopkins Park in this period, 14-1, and that one shot was taken on the penalty kill by Hopkins Park from more than halfway down the ice. So there really hasn't been any scoring threat at all for the visitors. It's been all Jefferson in this period, but still scoreless thanks to Leah Bosch and others. Jefferson now 0 for 2 on the power play. Kayla Youngworth ahead. Kason Carlson is bothered from behind, couldn't get the shot off. And puck played with a high stick by Jefferson. Face off in their own end with just over 5 minutes left in the second period. Alongside our BEC-TV crew, Josh Powers with you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. A scoreless duel here between Jefferson and Hopkins Park. After a pretty even first period, it's been all Jefferson in this second period, but they haven't been able to light the lamp yet. Leah Bosch has 20 saves. But Jefferson's kept the Hopkins Park attack at bay, most notably Erin Brousseau, number 22, with it right now. She has been surrounded by Jaguars most of this game. Did get one very good look in the first period, and that's when Jefferson's goaltender Chastity Anderson came up big. So here we are late in the second, still scoreless. And an icing call this time on Jefferson. First of two meetings between these teams this year. They'll play again on February 26th. Hopkins Park in the Lake Division this year, but not playing any of the other Lake teams, and you can understand why when you look at those other teams like Edina, Minnetonka, EP. Not the same type of numbers as Hopkins Park has. And a schedule much more indicative of where they are at right now in terms of skill level and players. Here's Bella Grant. Good up-ice pass from Jada Johnson to Morgan Jones. Jones in alone to the backhand, saved again by Bosch. And Fashing sends the rebound wide. Another terrific save from Leah Bosch. It's a third breakaway for Jefferson in this game. And now the Royals coming back. And the second shot on goal, really first offensive shot on goal of the period right there. Smothered by Chastity Anderson. Morgan Jones, terrific feed from Jada Johnson. Pretty good move to get to the backhand, but how about Leah Bosch reading that one well for the Royals. Coming up big yet again. Julia Larson deflects in. Has Katie Getters behind her. And now Wendorf flips it toward the middle, looking for a deflection. Getters on net. Keeping that pad on the ground was Bosch. Panvika fires. Johnny Panvika, her cousin, by the way, not older brother. Sorry about that. Keeping it on the perimeter. Sophia Hayes for the visitors. Good job to wall up the attack by Grace Shuck, who fires it on net. Probably the easiest of the 24 saves so far for Leah Bosch, with just 2:38 remaining. The Shuck, Long Henry, Wozniak line has been strong for Jefferson in this game. But the visitors play it back to center. Charlotte Rich, co-captain. Chastity Anderson will hold that one. 2:26 remaining. Jefferson, of course, is in the Metro West. They'll play all of the Metro West teams. Currently 1-3 in the league. Right now, Benilde, just like they are on the boys' side, on top of the Metro West. Grace Shuck to Abby Longhenry. Good control, threw it out front. Shuck on the rebound. Here's Jada Johnson, didn't get all of that one, blocked anyway by the traffic. Shuck holds the zone. And a glove save on a shot probably going to go over the bar, but not taking any chances, Bosch. Speaking of Benilde leading on the girls' side, that boys' Benilde team is stacked and deep and as good as anybody has of a state championship this year, in my opinion. Panvika keeps it alive. Here comes Avery Shaw, quiet period for her. Brousseau, could also say that about her. Quiet period, but Jefferson's done nicely against this top line this period. Long distance shot, blocked out front. That time by Katie Getters. Here's Panvika, backhand, dishes it up ahead. Bella Thurston, Thurston. Leaves it for Getters in the corner. Thurston lost her stick, so she heads to the bench for a new player. Grant shovels it back to the point for Youngworth. Youngworth gets down low, great move to the backhand, Youngworth, but she misses wide. Youngworth picks it back up, but a penalty on an interference coming to Jefferson on Bella Grant. So the first power play of the game now for Hopkins Park, and they have a chance late in this second period to take the lead. First penalty of the year to Bella Grant. Power play for Hopkins Park, 14.3% this year. Jefferson penalty kill pretty good at 81.2. So first power play for the Royals, a chance to take the lead late second. Important kill here for the Jaguars. Brousseau working with it. With Charlotte Rich behind the net. Rich loses control. Grabs it back in the circle. Brousseau from a bad angle, missed the top corner. Out there with them as a forward, Sophia Hoffman, the sophomore, number 14. Jefferson clears it here. Then on the back line, you've got Meyer and Bryn Etzel. Etzel, by the way, only a freshman, number 16. In blue and orange. 10 seconds in the period. Good work by Shuck on the PK. Long Henry as well takes it away. And the second period comes to a close, still no score. In a period much more dominated by Jefferson in the first period, the Jaguars outshoot the Royals in that period 18-3. And all the scoring chances you could hope for the Jaguars, but a terrific period by Leah Bosch, who made all 18 of those saves. And that's the reason we're still 0-0 headed to the third. Should be another Saturday night of third period drama for the Jaguar girls. Scoreless here against the Hopkins Park Royals. We'll have the third period coming up next on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Back for the third period here at the Bloomington Ice Garden. Scoreless between Jefferson and the Hopkins Park Royals. Alongside our BEC-TV crew, Josh Powers with you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Our final period here in our fourth game today. Still no score in this one. Earlier today it was the Battle of Bloomington on the boys' side. Jefferson and Kennedy, the Jaguars and Eagles skating to a 2-2 tie in the JV. Jefferson winning the varsity 7-3. The girls JV blew out the Royals in our most recent game before this one 6-1, but it's been the impressive performance of Leah Bosch between the pipes for the Royals. 24 saves as the Jaguars are out shooting the Royals 24-6 in this game, but still scoreless. As we look at the second period highlights, a lot from Leah Bosch here. 18 saves of the 24 coming in the second period. There's one of them there. Jefferson would have numerous chances. Here's Megan Wendorf on a rush. Denied by Bosch. Another good look there for Jefferson. The Royals had just one shot on goal until there was 3:30 left in the period, and that one shot was on the penalty kill on basically a dump in. Here was a breakaway for Long Henry, one of two breakaways for Jefferson in the period, both saved by Bosch. More from Jefferson as Larson misses there. There was a penalty on the Royals, which led to this breakaway again. Long Henry upended. You could almost say that was a penalty at the end of that play as well. Long Henry tripped there. Again, Royals fortunate not to draw a call. Bosch watching that one, staying right along that post. And here's that breakaway from Morgan Jones. Jefferson was everywhere in that period, but could not get one past Bosch. Meanwhile, Chastity Anderson didn't face much, but she made all three of her saves when called upon. So we head to the third in a scoreless tie. Could be the third tie in a row for Jefferson. Remember last Saturday, the dramatic waved off goal at the buzzer denied them an overtime win against Simley, and they tied New Prague on Thursday. So Jefferson's used to these tight games. You mentioned the Jaguars also have a 2-goal win, a 2-goal loss that was an empty netter, and a 1-goal loss. So a lot of tight games this year from Mike Ryan's team. No stranger to third periods of drama. They're going to start this third period, remember, shorthanded for still another minute 6. That interference call to Bella Grant right at the end of the period. Good face-off win by Schuck, and then Wendorf did not certainly want to send it into the Royal bench, but did. Glad you're with us late on a Saturday night here in Central Bloomington. Historic Bloomington Ice Garden. The venue for both of these games between these two teams this year. The second one coming up on February 26th. One-timer deflected right on by Charlotte Rich, but missed wide. Shouldn't say right on, wide of the net. Here's a backhand chance for Meyer, but Chastity Anderson is there. So good activity by the Royals here in the opening minute on this power play. Still 38 seconds remaining of power play time. There's Aaron Brousseau, their leading scorer, number 22, wins the draw. Etzel, cross-ice pass, deflected by Morgan Jones. Brousseau behind the net. Got it to Hoffman in front, Rich hammering away, but Anderson hangs on to it. So already, thanks to the power play, the Hopkins Park Royals have as many shots here in this opening minute in the third period as they did in the first period and the second period total, not combined, but total. They had 3 in the first, 3 in the second, already 3 here in the third. Still on the power play. Good interception by Wendorf. And that'll basically do it for the penalty. Under 10 seconds now. And the Royals 0 for 1 on the power play as Grant now out of the box. Jefferson 0 for 2 on their power plays in this game. Fashing pokes it into enemy territory. Amato off the wall. Wendorf gets there first. Fashing, Grant, and Jones all bottled up over there. Jefferson calling for a change from the bench. Jada Johnson digs it out of there. Finds Panvika. Pass on the tape of Grant, who deflects it in at the end of her shift. Jana Lesh, the freshman in her second year for Jefferson, 24 in white. This line has been good with Getters and Larson. Here is Getters. Larson behind the net, Lesh. Plays it to the corner. Jada Johnson jumps up into the play. Here's Hoffman. Got it to neutral, but couldn't get around Panvika. Now it's loose and picked up by Abby Meyer. Good at the line. Here's Rich. Back to Meyer. Broken up by Larson, but not out of the zone. But Chastity Anderson, easy leather work there. Made 50 saves, did Anderson last Saturday. Likely going to be far under that number. At least Jefferson would hope that the visitors don't pile up 41 shots here in the last period and possible overtime. The speed of Long Henry for Jefferson. And she crashes into the corner. Shuck trying to dig it free and does. Wozniak around for a look, but it's played by Wendorf. To the corner, Shuck under her stick. Long Henry latches on. Back for Shuck. Long Henry. Centering pass intercepted, played to the near wall, and now to center. And it's Megan O'Reilly moving in. Poked free by Wendorf. Nice play defensively for Jefferson. Long Henry between the legs of one Royal player. Long Henry to the forehand glove, saved by Bosch. Long Henry has been dangerous in this game for Jefferson. She does it again. It's the third time she's been in on the rush with a good look. But Leah Bosch keeps coming up big. Nice low shot. A lot more difficult on a glove save than a shot from with a higher trajectory. Here's Rich. Good idea, but it was too far for Stoldorf. She'll play it back to the point. Meyer's shot goes wide. Barsh keeps it along the wall, but not out of the zone. Pass broken up by Val Miller. Rich. Turned back by Miller. Barsh digging at it. Miller says, let's try the other side. Johnson says, no, we're going to go back your way, but that's blocked. Barsh. Good pressure here from the Royals. They don't have a shot yet on this shift, but a lot of zone time. That's going to help their D. Miller behind the net for Jada Johnson. Barsh got hung up in front as it was poked free. Picked up by Hoffman. And this will escape everyone. Jefferson has to ice it. But a good response here by the Hopkins Park Royals. That most recent shift, which was not their top line with Brousseau and Shaw. So good work by the second liners. An offensive zone faceoff for the Royals with 12:31 remaining. Won though by Jefferson. Megan Wendorf. Did not clear the zone. Shaw holds. Anderson leaves it for Youngworth. Youngworth around Hoffman. Watched though by Brousseau. They got it by her to Wendorf. Wendorf to center, but played right back in by Swenson, except it careened into the Jaguar bench. So it was off the side of the net, and Anderson couldn't quite hold it with that glove. 3-1 shots on goal in this period for the Royals. All coming on that power play in the opening minute. But they've played good defense in this period after allowing 18 shots on goal in the second. Bashing blocks that shot. Wendorf finds Morgan Jones. Nice touch around Meyer for Morgan. Tracks it down in the corner, threw it out front for Schuck, but intercepted. Panvika keeps it alive. That's the 26th save now for goaltender Leah Bosch. Johnson for Jefferson. Along with Lesh. Lesh now looks over her shoulder, finds Getters. Now Johnson at the point, looking for the deflection by Lesh, and she got a piece of it, but Bosch was there for another save. Meyer got it to the far wall. The Royals clear, and this will be icing. So a good shift once again by the Lesh, Larson, Getters line. They have been outstanding tonight. Every time they get on the ice, they're making things happen. And now the Schuck line comes out with Long Henry and Wozniak. Schuck leaves it for Wozniak. Played by Meyer. She's spent a lot of time out there in this game. We'll see how fresh those legs of the Royal defenders are here as this third period continues. Jada Johnson, great keep in. Schuck to Wozniak, moving in front, tried to get to the backhand, then lost control. And then Wozniak had it taken away. Shaw to center, runs into Panvika. Long Henry thought better of a D-to-D pass, still on the puck. Flips it to Wozniak, but poked into the Jaguar end where Panvika's there. Here's Brousseau on the turnover. But a nice stick on the other side by defensive pair-mate Jada Johnson. Under 10 minutes remaining. Brousseau had that one good look back in the first period, and that's been it for her offensively. Jefferson's done a great job on her. And now Wozniak has Schuck alongside her. She'll circle back, Wozniak, and fire! Hits Schuck's skate and misses wide. Schuck on the wraparound! Got it out front and a whistle before it was put into the back of the net by Bella Thurston as the net came free. Schuck can't believe the luck. She looks up to the rafters in disbelief. Watch this, Schuck gonna go for the wraparound and got it to Thurston, and it doesn't count. The net came loose. Jefferson still unable to break the scoring seal. Youngworth gives it a try. Line drive, and with nobody in front, an easy catch for Bosch. Save number 28. Another Jaguar face-off win. Youngworth again, rips one! Bosch holds on. Jefferson executing there the last two times, winning those draws right back to the blade of Kayla Youngworth. Bosch will try to do it for a third time. This time won by the Royals. Etzel. Youngworth holds the line again. Carlson. On the perimeter out front. Dangerous play, Wendorf. It sneaks by her, but she got a piece of Shaw, but here comes Brousseau, 2-on-1. Anderson denies her, and the rebound's punched away. Second good look of the game for Brousseau. Credit Chastity Anderson. Wendorf also didn't break up the play, but basically made the pass impossible, so it forced Brousseau to shoot it. This play's onside. Brousseau in front, nobody home though. Kayla Youngworth settles it down as we're midway through the third, still scoreless. Too far for Bella Grant. Not far enough for icing though. Overskated by the visitors. Grant tried to center for Morgan Jones, broken up. Jada Johnson to Grant, and that just missed wide. Great redirect by Bella Grant. May have been, they do credit a save there for Bosch, so her 30th. She got a piece of that one somehow. Stoldorf plays it back to Rich. Rich in front. Anderson collects that one. The 10th shot on goal in this game for Hopkins Park, but 30 for Jefferson, including Bella Grant redirect right there, and Bosch apparently got a piece of it, enough of it, to push it wide of the post. Jefferson breakout to center, but it was disrupted. Lesh, good aggressive play, deflects into the Royals' end, picked up by Wendorf. Lesh in the corner, backhands it free. Wendorf triggers, and into the glove of Bosch again. 31 now, saves to match her jersey number. Jefferson wins that draw. Barsh swings it around to Larson. Over the head of Lesh. Played by Meyer in the corner. Up for Hoffman, but turned back at the line by Panvika. Wendorf aggressive, and now Brousseau leaking behind her with Hoffman and Shaw. The pass to Hoffman! Slipped it wide! Brousseau into the slot for Shaw, but she couldn't maintain her balance. Jefferson clears the zone. And now Larson will gather it at the red line and send it in. Brousseau so dangerous as Wendorf gambled and got behind her. 6.5 minutes remaining. Will we have a goal in this game? We'll find out. Shuck in front, picked up by Youngworth. Youngworth around Hoffman, trying to get around Brousseau and could not. Good stick by Brousseau. Jefferson could be headed to overtime for the third straight game. It's another dramatic Saturday night for the Jaguar girls. Glad you're up late with us, almost 10 o'clock. Local time on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Charlotte Rich for the Royals around Johnson, and they score! The official pointed right away. The Royals have finally scored in this game. Someone's finally scored, and it's the visitors now leading by a goal as Jefferson's going to dispute this one. And another controversy as we had last Saturday night. Let's take another look. As Anderson, that puck did cross, it appeared. We'll take another look at it. And I think it was Megan Stoldorf who's going to get credit with this goal. Watch number 10 there, right side of your screen. Our producer Paul Fournier continuing to back up that tape. There it is there, and it does appear that it's across the line. Official's going to discuss it briefly here. We'll take another look at that, certainly. They're trying to figure out who scored that goal. It appeared for us that it was number 10 on that rebound, Stoldorf, and they might give it to Rich, though.
7 on the system.
Charlotte Rich was on that right side on the initial rush, so after playing a strong game and really dominating most of this game, Jefferson trailing. And it's Kayla Youngworth. Now Jefferson needs one just to equalize here in the final 6 minutes. Brousseau with that terrific speed hits the crossbar. And now Jefferson leaking back the other way. Bella Grant and Morgan Jones. Jones through traffic, scores! On maybe one of the least dangerous looking shots of the entire night for Jefferson, they finally get one to go in. It took a crazy carom for the Jaguars to score this goal. Right off the stick of the defender and between the legs of Bosch. Just impossible to believe that with all the grade A chances Jefferson's had in this game, that shot from outside the circle goes in. And now it's back to 1-1 as Jefferson looking to go in front. The pass just behind Larson. So Jones from Grant for Morgan Jones. That is her 3rd of the year. Took 45 minutes for someone to finally score in this game, and then we have 2 goals in less than a minute. Go figure. We still might have overtime for the 3rd straight game for Jefferson. Crazy bounces here in the last minute. Jada Johnson patted away. Panvika gathers, and that was blocked. Here comes Stoldorf. Stops at the circle. Backhands it down low. Lesh swats it away. Brousseau from a bad angle. Hit Rich in front. And they'll grant icing here. 4:16 is all that remains in regulation. Each team has a timeout available. Some nervous family members and friends here among the few to attend this game live per Minnesota State High School League rules. Here's Wendorf, watched by Hoffman. Karams back to Youngworth, who slipped, but got it to Wendorf somehow. Wendorf off the wall to neutral. Youngworth has some open ice. Here goes Kayla Youngworth. Poked away, good stick by Hoffman. Awkward bounce off the wall, escapes the reach of Shuck. Wozniak pokes it free, but it's picked up by Hoffman with 3:35 remaining. Youngworth sees an open Longhenry. Abby Longhenry with Shuck in the middle, calling for it, but never got a chance to deliver the pass. It was Hoffman once again. And now Brousseau between the circles. Anderson with the initial save and then freezes it along that far post. So another good look for Brousseau. They've been able to get it to her in space here in the last couple minutes. That last look. Anderson sliding over, and then Rich poking at that rebound, and Anderson saw where it was just in time. Close that gap. Great finish again here at the Ice Garden. It's a clearing pass up the middle, not out of the zone yet, but now it is. Morgan Jones backhands to center. Anderson leaves it for Jada Johnson with under 3 minutes left in regulation. Shaw got a piece of that pass, but not enough of it. Bella Grant battling. Shaw digs it free, but it's icing. And we'll see if one of the teams uses a timeout here with 2:34 remaining. Nervous Jaguar coaching staff, Mike Ryan there on the right. Now more in the middle. Talking to Abby Longhenry. Important face-offs here for both teams. This one won by the Royals, but getting there first, Larson. Larson for Lesh. Getters. Larson in front. Pass to her! Denied by Bosch. And covers on the bouncing rebound or carrying rebound. I like that they're giving this line another crack at it late in this game. Getters, Larson, and Lesh have had a strong game and have got a good look at it right there. Getters trying to force a turnover. Lesh has it out front for Larson, but it hit the side of the net. Picked up by Wendorf. Wendorf backhands it. Lesh keeps it along the wall. Getters back for Lesh. Wendorf thinking about jumping up and being aggressive. It gets behind her. Youngworth has to fly back. You see the speed of Shaw. Youngworth gets there first. Dangerous play out front. Taken away by Shaw. It's now Hoffman battling with under 2 minutes left in regulation. Brousseau dangling, dishing, and cleared by Larson. Will this stagger far enough for icing? It will, with a minute 27. Could be a good time for Hopkins Park to use the timeout to keep that top unit out there, but they will make a line change, bring out their second line. As they wave at that faceoff, eventually captured by Jada Johnson. Wozniak able to get it through center. Longhenry trying to get there, but she's going to run out of time. And we'll have another offensive zone face-off with a minute 14 to go. Jefferson, 74 seconds away from their third consecutive overtime game. First two ending in ties. Shuck backhands it. Johnson and Panvika now. Final minute of regulation. Jada Johnson finds an open Wozniak, but it was taken away nicely by Sophia Hoffman. 45 to go. Swatted into the zone. Shuck trying to jump around checks. Did enough to make Bosch think about it, and that forces an offensive zone face-off for Jefferson now. They get a chance with 41.1 and a timeout available. And of course, you're going to get Kayla Youngworth out there in these situations for Jefferson. They'll try to win the face-off back to her. Fashing swats at it. Couldn't get it on net. Half minute remaining. Megan Wendorf backhands it down low. Bella Grant looks up, sees Morgan Jones and Fashing, but that pass was tipped. Youngworth holds the line. Kayla Youngworth with 15 to go in front, but Grant was tied up. Morgan Jones with 10. That's on net, and a scrambling Bosch, covers with 10.3. The Jaguars will get one more face-off and a chance to win it here in regulation. They'll keep Youngworth out there, and it'll be Shuck for the face-off. Shuck tried to win it toward the net and did, and then it came free. A quick whistle with 7.9. We'll get Grant Jefferson, obviously, the face-off. So Shuck gets one more chance. Wins it clean on net. Gloved by Bosch. Save number 35, So So now 6.4. Shuck wins the draw, but it goes between the legs of Wendorf, and for the third straight game, Jefferson will play overtime. It looked bleak for the Jaguars as Hopkins Park scored with under 6 minutes left, but the Jaguars found the quick equalizer thanks to Morgan Jones. Let's look at the third period highlights. We'll take, as we have this short intermission, see that clock under 3 minutes, then we'll start overtime. Chastity Anderson coming up big in the opening minutes of the third period as the Royals started on the power play. Jefferson had chances as well. Long Henry snapping off a wrister that was gloved by Bosch. He finishes regulation with 35 saves. 11 saves for Chastity Anderson. More from Bosch, as this looked like a goal, but the net came free. As watch Shuck almost being hooked from behind too. Then Hopkins Park with a chance there. Brousseau denied. Brousseau to Hoffman, that just missed wide. And then the Royals will score here. They credited the goal to Rich. We'll take one more look as it did go past the line. Looked like a good goal, but it didn't last for long, the lead. Jefferson on a weird, strange bounce. And again, one of the most innocent looking plays for Jefferson of the night is the one that gets them the goal. And then Brousseau, one more chance, but denied by Chastity Anderson, who would cover that rebound. And more bonus hockey for the Jaguar girls for the third straight game. An 8-minute overtime session upcoming. Just one overtime in the girls' game. No different than any other year. See Mike Ryan and Nikki Nightingale there on the left, former Jaguar player. Great day of hockey here on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. So far, Jefferson teams 2-0-1. The JV boys ended in a 2-2 tie. Then the Jaguars won the varsity boys game and the JV girls game. So a good chance for Jefferson to go this whole day without a loss. As long as they win or tie here in overtime. Of course, the girls would love to finally get an OT game winner here. They were oh so close last Saturday night. A disallowed goal at the buzzer.
Take the full 3.
And they're out there again. The officials need to let these last few seconds officially. These teams are ready to go. They're out there before these 3 minutes are up. So we switch sides. 8 minutes of overtime. See what gas is left in the tank of both of these teams. Kayla Youngworth nearly had that OT game winner last Saturday. She'll fire. Saved by Bosch. Good catch by Morgan Jones. That's on net. Another save for Bosch. 37 now. Fashing couldn't latch on. Wendorf. That leaks behind her, but Youngworth holds the line. Picked off by Fashing, moving in with a low shot, steered away by Bosch. All Jefferson so far here in the OT. Bella Grant. Fashing hustling after it. Good hold there by Jada Johnson. Shaw will try again and this time get it past. And with the choppy ice, will not be far enough for icing, so they get the change in, do the visitors. Grace Shuck, long pass for Wozniak, and could not get a piece of it, so icing on the Jaguars. Will bring the face-off into their end with 6:50 remaining in OT. Good start to the overtime for Jefferson. Wozniak a low shot, but hard pressed to beat Bosch without a deflection, as we saw Back in the third period. Here's a face-off win for the visitors. That shot from Julia Amato deflects to the corner. Rich plays it down low. Too far for Stoldorf. Jefferson gains control now with Jada Johnson. Too far for Wozniak, another icing call. Jefferson's trying to stretch the ice a little bit here. I like the aggressiveness there of Wozniak and Abby Longhenry. Trying to get behind the D, but an offside, and now the top liners out there for the Royals, including Brousseau, to take this draw. And wins it back to the point. Dangerous pass there, almost picked off by Longhenry. Wozniak fans on the pass to Longhenry and got it to her on the second attempt. But she ran into Brousseau, picked up though by Shuck. Shuck hops around to check, has Longhenry out front. Shuck behind the net for Wozniak, just out of her reach as it heads all the way down. Here's a turnover. It's Hoffman moving in. Anderson the save, and she sprawls out for the rebound, which still isn't dead. Avery fanned on it. Jaguar player slips. Some tired girls out there here in this overtime. As Larson, I think, panicked a little bit with that one. She had Longhenry up ahead, but wanted to send it in at the end of a shift. Chastity Anderson. Hasn't been the same volume of saves as it was last Saturday, but some of them, including that one, have been impressive. Still 5:35 remaining in OT. Katie Getter's long pass toward Larson, but intercepted. They get it to Larson on the second try. She has Lesh in front, tried to backhand it toward the net, broken up there. Sent around the wall by Rich. Played there by Meyer. Off the skates of Val Miller, back to center. Johnson plays it up ahead. And she'll recapture it back at neutral ice. Kayshawn Carlson, the freshman. Grant plays it ahead. Lesh slides it in, heads to the bench for a quick change. Morgan Jones gets in the way of that pass as it bounces around everywhere. Kayla Youngworth, a possible chance, but back there to secure it was Lopez Barrera. Wendorf now. Moving in, Megan Wendorf. Just lost control of it as she attempted to figure out what she wanted to do with it. Instead, back to the point, Youngworth a drive. Looking for the deflection was Grant, but instead it's into the glove once again of Bosch. Now with 39 saves. Jefferson out shooting Hopkins in this game 40-13, but nearly midway through overtime, still 1-1. Off the draw, Grant with some room. That shot blocked, rebound poked at, and it comes free to Youngworth. Kayla blocked on the first try. Lifts it toward the circle. It caroms to Hashka, but can't clear. Youngworth is there. Wendorf holds the zone. Morgan Jones just throws it out front. Never know what can happen. That's how she scored in the regulation in the third period. Frozen that time by Bosch. Good look there from Morgan Jones. 3:49 left in OT. Panvika aggressive at the half wall, along with Getters and Shuck. Grace Shuck. Brousseau ices it. Just have a feeling Shuck's going to do something for Jefferson. She scored so many clutch goals in her career, was part of that play last Saturday that Could have said should have counted. Was it before the time elapsed? Was there contact? But she was right there in that play. She'll take this face off. Unable to win it this time though. It's heading the other way, Avery Shaw. Shaw will slide it on net. Anderson will cover. Neither goaltender wanting to make a mistake here. Offensive zone face-off for Brousseau and the Royals. Brousseau wins it back to the point. Meyer slides it to the corner, playing it there is Wendorf. Wendorf works it free, finds Getters, cross ice to Larson. Interrupted momentarily, pass off target taken by Brousseau. Brousseau out front! Steered away by Anderson, but not out of the zone. Here's a drive from deep, deflected by Youngworth. As she picks it up, Jefferson has some open ice here for Kayla Youngworth. Here she goes, trying to win it on her own. She fires, but it's a pad save for Bosch. That was not far from where she almost won it last Saturday. Anderson doesn't want to get too under aggressive, so she'll slide it to Panvika. 2:25 remaining in the third straight overtime game for Jefferson. First two ending in ties. Jones plays it across, Panvika hits enemy territory, leaves it for Fashing. Off the back wall, Morgan Jones is there. Panvika will surrender the blue line to avoid a possible odd player rush as they pile up at the red line with 2 minutes remaining. Jada Johnson lost control of it. Now Bella Grant with fresh legs. Grant fires through a screen, but it was blocked by that screen of Julia Amato. Morgan Jones ahead, Bella Grant. One-on-one Grant. Poked from her. Long Henry though, trying to latch on with a short angle shot into the glove of Bosch with 1:16 remaining in overtime. Bosch now with 40 saves. Not a bad look from Long Henry, but no rebound given up by Bosch. Shuck wins this draw, gets behind Wendorf though. Here comes Shaw moving in, but Wendorf gets back to erase that chance. So good recovery by her and Youngworth. Looked like possible disaster for Jefferson. Here's a turnover, Brousseau moving in. And that one wildly off the mark with under a minute to play. Swatting it in the zone, Wozniak. Shuck over there first with 45 to go. Joining her, Wozniak pries it free, centers it out front for Long Henry. Youngworth collects. Shuck at the half wall. Can this line find a game winner? Long Henry out front. Jada Johnson could not get there, but keeps it alive. Wozniak calling for it, Long Henry. Wozniak backhand save by Bosch. Shuck picks it up. Another save by Bosch with 15 to go. Youngworth trying to hold, and they won't be able to keep it in. Youngworth maybe a final chance under 10. 5 seconds, Shuck has Larson out front. That's deflected, and for the third straight game, Jefferson has skated to a tie. As this one ends 1-1. Let's take a look at the third period highlights. Overtime highlights. Sorry, it's been a long day here at the Ice Garden. OT highlights. Jefferson, much like regulation, controlled most of the play, had more of the opportunities, but it was Leah Bosch. Ends this game with 42 saves. Chastity Anderson, when called on, was terrific in this game. each goaltender, terrific game played. Bosch, more from her. Maybe that was the best chance of overtime, I would say. Morgan Jones right there. Anderson covering kind of a harmless chance there. Just another hard-fought, close to the vest game. Ends in a tie for Jefferson. They now are 1-3-3 on the year. 3 ties in 7 games for Jefferson. The last few tries here for Hopkins Park. Ends in a 1-1 tie despite 43 shots on goal for Jefferson. Kind of similar to their game against New Prague on Thursday, where they owned the scoring chances, but just could not ultimately win the game, and that's kind of what happened here. Jefferson had the better of the play for most of it. They did equalize late in the third, though. Give them credit there. Jaguars continuing to build on this season for the 3rd straight time. Their game ends in a tie. Our next girls broadcast next Saturday. War Road will be the opponent at 3 o'clock. JV at 1 o'clock. That'll wrap up our Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Hope you enjoyed all of our broadcasts. 2 ties and 2 Jefferson wins at the end of the day. This one, 1-1. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying good night from the Bloomington Ice Garden.